Hi, my name is Stephanie Scobie from Green River College. I work with international students and very closely with our partner here in Seoul, Overseas Educational Corporation. I'm delighted to be interviewed and asked some questions about our program. Green River has been in the business for close to 50 years. We work with many different international students from around the world. Students come to us for the lower class size, the more affordable tuition pricing, but most importantly, the support services we provide our students. I am confident in saying Green River College probably has one of the largest staff devoted to international students of any school in the US. So students get personalized attention and have a soft landing into university life. We also offer a variety of programs, including high school completion, a bridge program where students can take an academic class while they're improving their English, and other programs. Yes, Green River is known for our transfer to universities all over the United States. A lot of the students we get who come to Green River have very high expectations of themselves, and they want to go to a dream school. So one of the ways we do that is we have a very large advising team that works only with international students. We do not work with American students. They do not need that level of support. They grew up in the American education system. They're native English speakers. We want to make sure that when students from other countries come to us, they have support. They need that extra support. And so what we do is we have special programs we offer international students, programs that talk about transfer and different cultural things. We have people who are devoted to student activities. We have people who are devoted to student activities and clubs. That's a very important part of an international student's part of their educational program. Clubs, we have many different kind of activities and clubs for students to partake in. That is a very important part of their education and is very important for their student applications for transfers. We have advisors who work very closely with transfer universities around the United States. And we have alumni, GRC alumni clubs at many of them, such as Georgia Tech, Berkeley, UCLA. So our advisors work with these direct transfer schools and know very specifically how to guide the students in what kind of classes they need to take. Sometimes they will need to take classes they don't want to take. For example, Cal, also known as UC Berkeley, likes to see a kind of complicated English literature class, like Shakespeare. Well, an engineering student does not want to take Shakespeare, but we will strongly advise that so the student will be a stronger candidate for transfer. I think many students dream of going to a really highly ranked name brand university, not only in the United States, but in Europe or Canada, other countries as well. The majority of our students do want to stay in the United States. Is a student will have to make very top level grades to be accepted into those universities. We are there to support, we are there to guide, but the student has to do the work. These top level schools want to see activity. They want to see a high GPA, but they also want to see that a student has different interests outside the classroom. In the end, it is a student's decision, but most of them do follow our advice. Luckily, with a lot of guidance from our advisors, and we have different little seminars that we have every quarter, a couple different ones. We have a university transfer fair twice a year, where Embry-Riddle and other universities come to Green River and get to meet with students so they can talk to admission counselors one by one. I think one of the things that I've seen before is where a student applies to only one transfer university. So they're putting everything they have into that one university. And timing is everything. If, for example, that university denies acceptance, that student has now had no choices, and they have to wait typically for almost another year for application. So that is one thing immediately, again, from when the student first comes to us, we start working on this. It starts within a month of their arrival. And so these are the kind of things they will learn. Pick some different schools. We don't want to call it a safety school, especially if a student's got a 3.9 GPA or a 4. Their doors are open to them everywhere. But we want to make sure that they apply to different schools. I think the other thing is be realistic. Any of these famous schools anyone's talking about, any of the Ivy League schools, like Penn, Brown, Columbia, Cornell. Those students are competing with students from all over the world and a lot of American students. And so when they say they get 2,000 applications and maybe accept 200, students have to understand that they have to sell themselves and promote themselves and explain how they are preferred applicant over anyone else. And a lot of these students are very high achievers who apply. These are great questions, and I feel very proud to answer them because we are known for offering a lot of support to students. So the advising is a huge part, of course, but we also have an activities director who is specifically focused on helping international students get involved, volunteer work in the community, clubs on campus, different activities off campus. So we have somebody who is focused on that 100%. We also have peer mentors, which is when a new student comes to us, they are assigned a sort of big brother or big sister, someone who has been at Green River for a while and really knows the information, and who was once a brand new international student himself. So we have that kind of cooperation and support. We also have our own housing team. So housing is very important to students, as you know. If a student comes to a school anywhere and is not happy with where they're living, nothing is good. That has to be a good fit. And so we have our own housing team, 5 people dedicated to international student housing only. And we have our homestay families, so students can go with families that provide 3 meals a day and a great cultural opportunity as well. Their students can live on campus, and they live on campus with 3 other roommates. The advisors offer different programs too outside of the classroom. One is called Lunch Bites. It's every month. The students have lunch with the advisors, and they go over topics, including transfer. Sometimes they have Green River alum who've transferred to UCLA or other universities, and they do a panel, and the students can ask them questions. That's a great question too. So aviation is hugely popular with Korean students, and I believe that interest kind of started, maybe it was the president of Korean Airlines may have mentioned something about education for piloting and mentioned Embry-Riddle. I think he went there. And boy, I tell you, over the past 10 years, we've been getting a lot of Korean students in that program for air traffic control and for pilot training. Engineering is huge for a lot of motivated Korean students. We get students ready for any kind of engineering, from mechanical, chemical, civil, aerospace engineering, and then they can transfer with that degree. We also have direct transfer agreement to University of Washington for those majors. And also with some of the majors within computer science or IT, there's also opportunities for internships at Amazon, which is near our campus. Come with an idea, come with an open mind, be prepared to be motivated and study, use us, contact us if anything is going on. Sometimes students get homesick or they get depressed. We are there to help you. And the other thing is to get involved. Getting involved on campus really helps the spirit, helps your mind, your psychology, your emotion. And so these are the tips I would give to any student, but our Korean students as well who work so hard and are so motivated.